Today we'll be going over flexibility assessments. Before beginning, you'll have a 5-minute aerobic warm-up. You'll be focusing on your lower body, that way you can be as flexible as possible for the assessments that are going to be done. First, we'll be conducting the Canadian trunk forward flexion test. This test will be focusing on hamstring and lower back flexibility. Your shoes must be removed and you'll sit with your feet flat up against the box. Reach forward and exhale as you reach. Hold for 2 seconds and do not lead with one hand. Make sure your knees are not bent and it is scored in centimeters. Repeat the assessment twice. The best of the two scores is recorded. Subtract 3 centimeters from each value in the table. I recorded 37 centimeters, so based on the table, I'd be categorized as very good. Next is the YMCA sit and reach test. Shoes should be removed. Place the yardstick on the floor. Place a strip of tape on the 15-inch mark. This test will also be focusing on hamstring and lower back flexibility. Place feet on the tape edge. Feet should be 10 to 12 inches apart. You'll then reach forward, exhaling as you reach. Fingers must be touching the yardstick. You'll hold for 2 seconds. Do not lead with one hand, and ensure that your knees are not bent. This assessment is scored in inches. Make sure to repeat the assessment twice, and the best of the two scores is recorded. My best score was 19.5 inches. Based on my score, I'd be categorized as above average, and my percentile would be 70 to 80. Next would be the chair sit and reach test. This test is conducted for older populations. The chair should be 17 inches in height and placed against the wall. Only one assessment per leg needs to be done. This test will assess lower body hamstring flexibility. For this assessment, there is no need to remove the shoes. Extend one leg with ankle dorsiflexed. Keep untested leg flat on the floor and keep your head in normal alignment. You'll exhale when reaching forward and hold for 2 seconds. You'll need a second person to hold the ruler and assist. The scoring is done in inches. Now, if there is a space between the big toe and fingertips, it is considered a negative score. If the fingertips go past the big toe, it is counted as a positive score. Touching toes exactly would be scored as a 0. My scores were positive 2 for the left leg and positive 4.5 for the right leg. Lastly, the Thomas test. This assessment will be focusing on the hip flexor flexibility. Only one assessment per leg needs to be done. You'll be lying supine. Bring one leg to the chest. If the straight leg remains in contact with mat, hip flexors of that leg are flexible. You are scored either flexible or inflexible. You'll need a second person to assist. After assessment is done on one leg, you'll switch to the other, and the scoring is the same. For both legs, I would be considered flexible.